I on?
Yes.
Hello, I'll be right back. Whoop, 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 whoop. Welcome, welcome. I'm Margaret, and I'm doing the live tea talks every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's topic will be 20 ways of making tea. This is always a very, it's a very common question. We have a lot of customers asking, well, how do I make tea? And especially when they're dealing with the loose leaf tea, which, as we know, it's much better than tea in tea bags. Tea in tea bag is very easy to use. There's no doubt about it, but loose leaf tea is much better, as you probably know. So, first of all, I hope everyone is having a cup of tea. Hello to everyone. I will see you guys in a bit because we're setting up my gadgets here so I can see everybody on Facebook, and hello everyone on Instagram. Please share. It helps a lot to get me and my business more popular, and especially now. First of all, so what do we need to make tea? We need good tea, and we also need good water. Usually water should be filtered, or not so much, but filtered or spring water is the best. Tap water is okay too, as long as it doesn't have a strong odor like chlorine odor, or as long as we know it's a good quality. Do not use distilled water. Distilled water has no minerals, so it doesn't make tea taste good at all. The same with coffee. Water should be brought to a boil, and do not overboil. So that's why electric kettles, I'll show you my one of my favorite electric kettles in a minute. We're still boiling water in it. Electric kettles are great because they shut off, most of them shut off automatically, and many come with the temperature control, which is very important in steeping tea. And here we're getting into differences in steeping time and steeping temperature depending on the type of tea that we're drinking. Hi everyone. Hi Melissa. Hi Susan. Hi Evelyn. Hi Kelly. Hi everyone. So thanks for joining. I was talking about steeping times and steeping temperatures. For green tea, the recommended temperature is only about 180 degrees, and and the steeping time is 2 minutes. If you steep green tea longer than 2 minutes, it gets really bitter, and there's absolutely no reason for that. For black tea, the temperature should be about 210, so it's pretty much boiling. And the steeping time is 4 minutes. If you steep longer, the same thing will happen. It will get bitter. You don't want that. Oolongs, 3 minutes and about 190 degrees, 3 minutes. And white tea, there's a couple different methods. My favorite is actually a little higher temperature, usually about 190, and I like to steep my white tea for about 3 minutes. As we know, light tea is very delicate. It doesn't have strong flavor, so I like to steep it a little longer for about 3 minutes, and in water that's at least 190 degrees. And herbals and fruit teas, we can steep as long as we want, but at least for about 6 minutes, and we use hot water. I know it's really hard to remember all that, so we have instructions on our website, www.bluemonkeytea.com. Check it out. I told you about water, I told you about tea. So this is in a nutshell, because this presentation is mostly about all different gadgets that can be used in making tea. And I assume that most of you people know how to steep tea depending on the type of tea. So I do have actually numbered. I'm going to present 20 different ways of tea making, or somewhere around that. First of all, typical, very common way of making tea using tea infuser, aka tea ball, which not necessarily may look like a ball. Tea infuser. And here we go. We're going to use, we have all sorts of trinkets here. I have heart, I have a little puppy here. If we get camera a little closer, or maybe we can get this tray closer to you so you can admire all my little toys here. I have a robot, I have a little house, looks like a schoolhouse. We have some teapots. I have deep sea diver here. There's a lot of fun using, hi Cindy, using all different gadgets like that. It's like playing with toys, right? I have a boat. I have duck here. So let's use the heart today. Oh, actually, wait. This is even better. Black cat. Yeah. So, let's move these guys out for now. Make it nice and clear. And the first tea we're going to use is, let's see, how about Earl Grey? Sorry, I was, no excuse. Okay. Yeah, why don't we use some Earl Grey for that? Recommended amount of tea per mug like this, which is about 12 ounces. Or it could be any mug of like regular size. We're talking about American cup, which is a mug. And then I will measure about 2 teaspoons of dry tea leaves. Okay, it smells so good. I love Earl Grey. Who loves Earl Grey? Raise your hands. Done with Earl Grey. And we need some hot water, but I have a little bit here already in my samovar, which is one of the ways of making tea in a Russian or Middle Eastern way, Moroccan. But let's use this as my source of water today. There we go. Hi, Amanda. Okay. Trying to wrap it up in 30 minutes. We'll see how it goes. And we have more water coming up in the kettle. Here, method number 1, basic tea infuser, aka tea ball. Simple. Number 2, paper filter. These are paper filters, are very easy to use, and most of them now are biodegradable, so they're environmentally friendly. Here we go. We sell a couple different kinds. This is one of the ones that we use most frequently. They're made, like I said, from biodegradable material. Easy to use. A lot of people like to use them at work. How about, let's make some bingo blueberry. Bingo blueberry. Nice for iced tea as well. Very simple. Let's move this guy out. Can I have a base too for that teapot? Or shell? Ginkgo blueberry. These are great for, also, we have a couple different sizes, bigger sizes for teapots, and smaller for mugs or cups. Just gonna put this. Kettle is so important to have. Meanwhile, I just want to plug in some of our merchandise. We have tea infusers with a bee. We have unicorn, owl, and even ones that come with a little measuring spoon. So these are super, super cute and very handy, especially the one with that scoop. Okay, this is our little hero here. Okay, if you don't have kettle yet, it's electric kettle, it's a really good idea to get one. We do sell, these are called variety. I don't know if Instagram can see that. They don't. So, how about now? Okay. See, this has different temperature settings for different types of tea. So, it's really nice to have a kettle like that. We sell variety kettle from Adagio, and we also have another smaller one. They were out, but they're coming in early next week. So I'm just going to use this guy here. I'm going to move him on the side. So very simple. These bags actually seal with moisture, so you can close them like that and pack them in, or you can overlap on the edge. They also work with travel mugs, narrow travel mugs. Okay. So that was number 2, paper filter. Let's get this guy out. So how many people like Earl Grey? Hi Dorota. Let's move on to a British way of drinking tea. Number 3, drinking tea by placing tea leaves in hot water in a pot and using a strainer. And I have really pretty teacup actually. Isn't that a beauty? And well, let's do Lady Londonderry. It's a very nice tea with like citrus and strawberry flavor. And you, first of all, let's preheat the tea, but you're supposed to preheat with hot water because we're going to make black tea, and black tea requires a pot and water to be really, really hot. Let's say it's already preheated, and we just basically just throw tea right in the pot. Use approximately 1 teaspoon per 6 ounces, so you might want to figure out how many ounces your teapot actually is holding, because it's pretty important in making good tea. And all we do is just pour water right in the teapot. There we go. Steeping 4 minutes. However, to make it smoother and faster today, where some 4 minutes have passed already. Sorry, I keep turning around. Here. This is English strainer. They come in different shapes and with the cute little ornaments, but the idea is that you brew tea leaves inside the pot and along with water, and then after proper steeping time, you just strain through the strainer. There we go. We have a proper English tea. Although a lot of British people like to use tea in tea bags. And we know that because we sell a lot of British teas and some biscuits here too. So that was the strain, the tea in a British way using a strainer. Okay. This can come Oh, it's so pretty. Maybe I should. No, let's put it away. So, cup of tea. It's not steeped long yet, but just to give you an idea. Okay. Let's say hi to people on Instagram. Hi Greg, hi Cindy, hi EDLUSB. Thank you for joining. I think today I'm talking about many different ways of making tea, loose leaf tea, and we're on number 4. So the number 4 is a tea maker with a built-in strainer, which either are called Ingenuity when it comes from Adagio company. We also have ones called Magic too. And let me show you what they look like. I already prepared some blue pea flower tea in here. So you place tea leaves and water inside the, let's say this one is Ingenuity from Adagio, and this is a bigger size. It's called 26 ounces. You can also make a cold brew in that too. And I need 2 cups with ice. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. I don't. So here's how we do it. We just set it up on the top of a mug, and it strains right into the mug very nicely. All the leaves are kept above, so you don't get anything in your mug. And of course, blue pea flower tea that I use for this calls for a trick with lemon juice. Once we add lemon juice, it turns pale purple. Ha! Let's move on to method number 5. I'm going a little fast because I don't want you guys to fall asleep. If you just joined me, I'm Margaret from Blue Monkey Tea Shop in Pittsburgh, and I'm doing my weekly series called Tea Saturdays Live on Facebook and Instagram. Join me here every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ha! This is cute. We need French press, because my number 5 is actually French press. Please, this is usually a method of making coffee, but French press works really well for tea making too, especially tea that is very fine like rooibos or yerba mate, because French press also is a method that doesn't really let any leaves to go through. While my assistant's looking for French press, I will jump on to method number 6. And this is sort of similar to a tea ball, but instead of a tea ball, we're going to use basket infuser, which is absolutely perfect because basket is bigger than a tea ball, and there's a lot of room for leaves to open up, and you get a lot more out of your tea leaves than if they were kind of in smaller enclosure. And we have Finum basket with a little lid right here. We also have metal baskets. You can also have a basket in a mug like this one here. So this is very easy, especially for people who just want to use one mug of tea. They don't want to brew a teapot. These are fairly easy to clean. Just shake it out and wash. So you have a basket infuser. I hope you guys have any questions, because I like you to ask me questions or make comments, or at least say hello. But I see you, and I see people on Instagram. Welcome, welcome. And I know some of you are watching not making comments, and that's okay too. I enjoy having company, even if it's a quiet company. We got basket infuser. So this is a French press, and let me show you quickly. Let's use chocolate mint rooibos. Rooibos is caffeine-free herb from South Africa. It's really good, has a lot of antioxidants, and it's recommended even for children, pregnant women. This is fairly large size. Remember to figure out approximately 1 teaspoon of tea per 6 ounces of water. Chocolate mint. Ooh. Then we just pour water in. Well, this is the idea. Should fill it up all the way, and you could stir it up a little bit, but usually you don't even have to. Use tea for a prescribed time. This is rooibos, so that's herbal, and caffeine free, and recommended temperature is hot, about 210 or 12, and steeping time is usually about 6 minutes or longer. So once it's done, you just slowly push the plunger down like that, and tea is ready. You just want to make sure that you pour it out as soon as it's steeped, because if you brew black tea or green tea, there's going to be over steeping going on. And then you just turn. These are really, really nice. They also have additional screen here. There we go. Easy peasy. French press. French press is actually very good for cold brew, which I will talk about in a minute. So let's just leave it here. Oh, actually, I'm moving on to cold brew. And so when you make a cold brew in French press, you do exactly the same as I just did, except that you don't boil the water. You just use cold water, and you extend the steeping time. So tea, cold water, leave it, the plunger is staying up, and you can steep for, I'd say, 4-6 hours, or you can leave it in the fridge overnight, and then after all that time you push the plunger down. So cold brew, very nice method. A lot of people like cold brew because it doesn't yield that kind of bitter flavor. Okay, so we got the cold brew. Oh no, we didn't. We need another pitcher that's in the back. So my assistant will get it for me. The takeya pitcher. I prepared some tea ahead of time, but this is it. This is one of the best inventions. I have to say, this was the first time I got them this year, and everybody loves these. Very easy to use. They have very nice long infuser. There's inside just a handout. There's some recipes. Use approximately 4 tablespoons of tea. So you use quite a bit. You make a double strength tea. Then you insert this, fill it up halfway with hot water. You can use hot brew or cold brew. So let me tell you first how to make hot brew. If you want tea quickly, you steep double strength, but quite a bit of tea here, and hot water. And you steep it like I told you. Proper time, proper steeping temperature. And then this is the one made ahead of time. And then you just fill this up with ice. Hot summertime. Big noise. But you generally want to put enough ice to fill this up. There you go. Isn't it pretty? This can go back. And here's what we do. We close that and do this. They call it flash and chill. And you have your iced tea ready. Takeya, wonderful product. Even has like a little cup to remove the infuser after you're done. I love it. And you can also make cold brew. Instead of using double strength, fill it up halfway, you use cold water and you fill it up all the way. And then you keep it in the fridge because you need at least 4 or 6 hours for tea to brew, to steep. Okay. Okay, some paper here. Ooh, this tea is it's already over steeped. Let's move it out. Oops. There we go. Ha! Tea concentrate. Method number 8. In Russian, they call it zawarka. In Poland, we call it esencja. You can also use it with the samovar, which is this strange looking pot here, but I think most of you know these maybe from some Russian movies. Let's close that. Dr. Zhivago, have you watched that? They probably had a samovar in that. Right, Dorota? Sorry if I don't see everyone. I think my little gadget here, tablet, doesn't show all the people, so I apologize if I didn't say hi to everyone, but I love having you all here. Thank you for joining. So let's make zawarka. I'm going to use this metal teapot. However, you can use any teapot for that. It does just not very big, because guess what we're going to do? I'm using Ceylon tea, orange pekoe. Don't assume it's orange. It's not. And we're going to be pretty generous. We're going to make very, 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 very strong tea. Don't panic. And here, let's use that. And you fill this up. So what happens? You create a very strong, crazy brew. And it's basically a very, very, very concentrated tea brew. Okay, let's say this was filled up all the way. And after it's steep, what you will do, oh, this is my baby kettle. And they also have temperature control. In fact, these are from Adagio, and they just redesigned them. I can't wait for new ones to come. And they have also temperature control, not like this one, but they have it on the handle. So this tea, I'm going to let it brew a little longer so you can see how dark it gets. If it was Russian way or Middle Eastern way of making tea, and as we know in Morocco, they love to make what tea? Moroccan mint tea. They would make tea, very strong tea here, and then they'll pour a little bit in a cup. They have much smaller cups, by the way, and they will fill it up with hot water, and I'll show you in a minute how to do it. Okay, then we have our Eastern way of making tea called gong fu tea making, or gong fu tea ceremony, or gong fu tea ritual. I love it because when you try new teas, and especially those rare teas, you want to spend more time with it, do it in a more mindful way. And so this method is nothing like the ones I showed you. You use more tea, and for example, I think we're going to use Tikwanin, Iron Goddess of Mercy Oolong. You use approximately 5 grams, which that's why if you serious about drinking tea and you want to spend a little more on those, rare high-grown teas, especially processed teas, it's really good to get a gram scale. And this way, some tea. Proper temperature, which for oolong, it should be about 190 degrees. And you do very short steeps, but you can do several, you actually do several steeps. Sometimes you might even do the rinse. This is a special gong fu tray made with bamboo, and there's a dripping tray underneath, so we can do that. We can also warm up the cups a little bit. Go. And this is so nice because you can really, really enjoy the aroma and the visual experience. And then we can just, we repeat steeps, and the steeps are short, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and then you will pour tea, say 30 seconds passed, and you pour tea in this way. So everybody gets exactly the same tea. You don't want somebody to get tea from the bottom, from the top, and the other person stronger tea from the bottom. And you enjoy. I'll leave this here. Then, so let's say zawarka is ready, and you will see how strong it gets. So this is what we do. We just pour a little bit here in the mug and fill this up with hot water. In a Moroccan way, the cups are going to be tiny, and they might use actually fresh mint to go with. There we go. It's a little bit of tea leaves, but once it is steeped for a long, and you can leave this for hours. At home in Poland, my mom used to leave it on the counter for like pretty much a whole day, and it was fine. Tea, regular tea, black tea, and green tea is antibacterial, so it doesn't go bad for quite a long time. But always make sure it doesn't get moldy. Common sense, common sense. Here's tea made with zawarka. Okay, I better be careful. You know tea is hot. Okay, moving along. Let's leave it here. Okay, since I have a gong fu tray here, let me show you one other Eastern way of making tea in Gai Wan. Gai Wan looks like a little bowl, and it has a lid, and I have a little saucer, and the steeping is similar to what I just did with the Ishim teapot. You place quite a bit of tea. It's about double of what you normally would use. We're using one of my all-time favorites and many customers' favorite, milk oolong, Guangzhou milk oolong. This tea can be steeped several times. And the water for oolong, like I said, it's about 190 degrees. But in Gai Wan, we don't steep for 3 minutes. We'll do the same thing as I just showed you with Ishin teapot. So the steeps are short, but frequent. You can re-steep several times. And then once the tea, let's use this. Oh, such a waste. Once the tea is steeped, all you do is just hold the lid like that and pour tea in the cup. So this is method number 10, using Gai Wan. Can you take this from me? Sorry. Moving on. Number 11, direct method. No gadgets, just a cup and a tea. I used the jasmine dragon pearls, which look like little balls, and I placed them in the mug about 10 minutes before the presentation. So good quality tea is dense. Leaves are dense, so they will eventually drop to the bottom of the cup, and you can just steep it like that. It's awesome. Some people like to steep and then keep adding water. until there's still some flavor in it. So this is super easy way of making tea, but use better quality teas if you want to choose this method. Hi Nina. Share please. Click that button on the bottom, guys. The little button that says share. Thank you. Okay, we're moving on to powder tea, but before I do that, let me show you a couple really neat little teapots that already have basket infusers. I talked about baskets a few minutes ago. This teapot holds about, they both hold about 24 ounces of water. This one looks like that. So this is really nice to have. They're pretty inexpensive. This one is only $14.99. This one is $17.99. Everything that I'm showing today is available in our shop. Some items are available on our website, bluemonkeytea.com. However, everything pretty much that I'm showing today is available in the store if you desire to get those. Think about Christmas. Matcha, and I need matcha. I didn't get matcha yet. Hello? You can prepare matcha in many different ways. A couple weeks ago, I did a live program on matcha, specifically on matcha, and I showed many different ways of making matcha. That's good, thanks. Yeah, well, we do have, all our matchas are very good grade. You can call them ceremonial grade. One is especially superb. It's called Jade Emperor, and it's super emerald green. So this is matcha scoop, which is equivalent of about half a teaspoon. We're going to use about 1 teaspoon of matcha and water that's about 180 degrees. And you only put a little bit. You don't put a lot. It's like maybe 2-3 ounces. And then you grab one of these cute little things, bamboo whisk, and you whisk it just like that. And when we get later on camera down here, maybe you can see it better. But all it is whisking in straight strokes. Don't do the round. There we go. We can actually leave the camera now so you guys can see gadgets that I will be showing. So this is one way. Another way of making tea, making a frothy drink using a bowl and a whisk. Everybody can see the table here, I hope. Oh, and then we have much easier way of making matcha, which we can even call it number 13 of making tea, with a whisk. We're preparing some other tea, so there's a little bit of milk on it, but this is amazingly easy. There we go. Just like that. You can also make matcha latte by adding frothed milk, but that's not the milk we're gonna use for matcha, so possibilities are endless. Oh, another super easy way of making matcha. Simply grab a bottle of water, or you can have another container, a mug or travel mug or something like that. And we're going to just scoop matcha directly into the bottle. This might not work. Yeah, this is better, thanks. These are special scoops called chashaku, which I find that they work better with the water bottle. Sorry. Ooh, I just spilled green gold all over the place. But just to show you how it's done, very easy peasy. And all you do is just shake that. When you let it stand like this, eventually matcha particles will drop to the bottom. So every time before you take a sip, you just grab the bottle and shake it up again. Super easy. You can add some honey, sugar, syrup, whatever, just to make it a little more palatable. But a lot of people like matcha by itself. It's super healthy. So I call it cold brew matcha shake and go. That was it. Cold brew matcha shake and go. Now, next method is called a sock. How about this? It better be clean. This is what they call sock. It's a cotton infuser made from, that can be used for coffee too. So you use this instead of metal tea ball. A lot of people like this. Also, it will hold all the tea inside. You won't get any particles out. So this is the sock. You can also use cotton bags. This is very nice for people who like natural, materials. And these are the cotton bags right here. Fill them up with tea. Pull the string. Very easy to use. Another very natural product infuser is bamboo strainer. Here we go. Works very well, and they're really durable. They're actually much more durable than I thought. So that was the bamboo strainer. Here we go. Now we're going to do make latte out of tea, and usually I would have chai tea, which is basically misnomer because chai means tea, but you know what I mean. It's the tea with spices. And since I don't want to prolong this session, I will pretend that this is chai tea I just made here. So let's froth it up a little bit. Or you might have another frother already. I know some of you have fancy machines to froth milk. Here we go.
We heated it up. So.
Heat up the milk first, and then you can just add your chai. There you go. And now I am moving to number 18, and I will just talk about this because you can use tea. I'm talking in particular about matcha tea, which is a powdered tea, but turmeric and some other herbals like ashwagandha, maca, you can use those in smoothies, of course. Hey, how about some cocoa and some berries, bananas? It's very, very easy to use. So, smoothie. You can make smoothie. Oh, can you bring some popsicles? Drip tea machine. Okay, so this will be, okay, let's wait on, trying to focus the cameras. Okay, this is pretty strange gadget, which I picked up from a vendor at World Tea Expo last year. And we haven't sold that many, so there's still in stock, quite a few. And it's absolutely fantastic. Oops. Too much tea and too little room. This is the one.
What did you want?
I forgot. I already brewed some tea here. I use cold water, but you basically use proper temperature. You use hot. You don't use it for cold brew. And it's so neat. It actually has a timer here, battery operated, and you can set up the time of steeping. And I think I set it up for 3 minutes. Let's go down to 1 so we don't have to wait. And we'll see what happens. To 2 minutes, I'm sorry. So this is pretty much all for today. Now, this is number 20, but I think I'm up to like 21, I think. Various electric tea brewers, which many of you have. I know there's some fancy, super snazzy, complicated machines like Breville. Breville is actually really nice to have. They're a little pricey, but I showed you many different ways to make tea using just simple gadgets. And don't forget, this is it. Tea infuser, cup or teapot, tea and water and kettle. And that's all you need. Now, many people use Keurig machine to make tea, and that's fine too. We actually have some Keurig K-cups with tea. However, it kind of takes the charm out of tea making. So making tea using simple methods and enjoying them. Maybe you want to make the same tea using several different methods and see how it tastes. But it's kind of more like a mindful experience. Measuring tea, putting in the cute bowl, like maybe the one with a dog or a cat or duck. It's all pleasure. I think that just making tea is so much enjoyment, not so much about drinking tea, but making tea and thinking about it and maybe learning. So this is actually called Victoria for some reason, and we have quite a few in stock right now. So we cannot ship them. Well, we probably could, but if you would like to purchase, you will probably have to call the store and come here. The store is open. We're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 7, and Saturday, 11 to 5. And Sundays, we're closed on Sundays now. Who would think that 2 minutes is going to take that long? And please join me next week. I think the topic will be, let's see. Oh, energizing teas. The title is, do you want to quit drinking coffee? Start drinking energizing teas. There's quite a few of them.
Battery might have died.
Battery might have died. We're trying to make this. Okay, let's see if this will work. If not, there's always some technical malfunction going on. So, pretty simple, and like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please share, and these sessions are also going to be available on Facebook. They're going to stay on Facebook page, and we also going to upload them to YouTube in more edited way. So it doesn't work. It's always last week, a couple weeks ago, I couldn't get the blender to work for my matcha smoothie. This time I'm trying to promote the super duper tea making machine, and I don't think it's gonna work. So, but imagine, yeah. Let's see here. It worked for me the other day. But that's all, folks. If I get it to work, I will make a separate video and post it on Facebook as a post. I'll see you next time. Drink tea, enjoy life, stay healthy, make tea friends.